Yo, what's good, people? We are here with part 57 of Condensed Chaos by hines. This is our first read for 2023. Witches, wizards, warlocks, magicians, magus, and magi. Let's get into Kali and the disco. Make sure you got them shoes with the flashing lights on the bottom so you get the coolest kid of the disco. You know how it is. Alright. Now, on one level, this is no more than what adolescents do when modeling a culture hero, imagining themselves to be that person, and thereby gaining a little bit of their power. All gods and goddesses are personifications of physical and mental attributes which we can engender in ourselves by a variety of techniques, collectively known as invocation, the process where we identify ourselves for a time with a mythic figure to such an extent that we get access to abilities and qualities associated with that entity. Invocation is one of the most widely used of magical techniques, and to get the best from it requires some ability in visualization, use of voice, awareness of the use of posture and gesture, kinesthetic memory, practice in the various routes into gnosis, relaxation, and self-awareness. Of course, performing invocations is a very practical way of developing these skills. Why invoke? The benefits of boosting one's confidence and poise by identifying with a larger-than-life mythic figure should be obvious from the opening anecdote. By using invocatory techniques, you can give more prominence to a shadow self by bringing it into full awareness. You can invoke an entity about which you know comparatively little, in order to gain insight into its nature and character. Another use of invocation is to boost your capacity to perform other acts of magic. Acts of sorcery, for example, can be performed following the invocation of an appropriate entity, which allows you to feel charged with power and single-minded to a supernormal degree. Information may be sought via the invocation of a deity whose province is oracles. Invocation is a further demonstration of the operation of controlled feedback to alter the perception of your immediate reality. Basically, you are using a combination of techniques to reinforce the belief that you are becoming someone or something other than your dominant self-perception. How is this done? The best way to illustrate this process is by way of an example. Ra-Hor-Khuit is an Egyptian deity who is an aspect of the hawk-headed god Horus. He is of some significance within the magical paradigm of Thelema, which has evolved out of the magical work of Aleister Crowley, among other things. He is described as the god of strength and silence. He appears as a hawk, or as a hawk-headed man. Ra-Hor-Khuit is generally associated with martial prowess. He is a warrior god. But we can gain a further insight into his nature by looking at the qualities of a hawk. A hawk is powerful, aggressive, and predatory, but in a very controlled sense. It hovers high above the land until it spots its prey, whereon it swoops in for the kill. Ra-Hor-Khuit also has solar associations, and a powerful representation of him is the Aeon card in the Crowley-Harris Thoth deck. So, when invoking Ra, we are identifying with these qualities: the power, confidence, and poise of the god, the perceptual acuity of the hawk, and also a sense of freedom and detachment from the object or target of our will. A first step in this direction might be to perform a path working, which enables us to attune ourselves to the appropriate ambience for invoking Ra-Hor-Khuit. Ra-Hor-Khuit path working. This path working should be prefaced with a relaxation exercise. It should be done in a position which allows you to be relaxed and attentive to the narrative. For best results, read it onto a cassette recorder. You are beginning to relax. Listen to my voice and let yourself be carried along. Feel yourself drifting in darkness and slowly become aware of a gentle rocking sensation. You find yourself sitting upright in a boat. The wide blue waters of the Nile stretch before you. The sky is bright blue above your head, and you can feel the warm rays of the noonday sun about you. A cool breeze wafts from the sails as the ship drifts down the winding river. In the prow of the boat stands the tall figure of a man with the head of a long-beaked bird. It is the god Thoth, your guide on this journey. As you drift along, you can see people walking along the palm-bordered banks of the river and glimpse the tall columns of some distant temple. Ahead of you, rising over the dunes, you can see the apex of some mighty pyramid, your destination. Now your craft is gliding to rest by a wooden jetty. Thoth gestures with his right hand, silently pointing you on your way. You clamber out of the boat, and ahead you see the path to the pyramid, a stone-paved avenue guarded by a statue of the inscrutable Sphinx. You walk slowly towards the Sphinx and pause briefly, reflecting on its 4 magical powers: to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. Alright, we're going to stop it there. And tomorrow we won't be keeping silent because we'll be reading more Condensed Chaos. Have a good night or a good day wherever you are.